All right, let's jump right in. We're taking a hard look at the workplace of 2025 and asking a really important question. In a world full of AI, what are the skills that will actually make sure you don't just survive, but you actually thrive?
I mean, this is the question on everyone's mind, right? As AI and automation just weave themselves deeper into our jobs, what is it that makes you valuable? What makes you irreplaceable? That's exactly what we're going to unpack.
So, first things first, we have to understand the new landscape. The world of work has been completely reshaped by a few really powerful forces. We're living in a world now where AI is basically your new teammate. Hybrid work isn't a perk anymore, it's pretty much the standard. Your colleagues could be anywhere on the planet, and the speed of digital change, it's just relentless. These aren't just little trends, they are major disruptors that are changing the game and changing which skills really matter for your success. And this brings us to a really crucial point. Your technical skills, coding, accounting, data analysis, of course, they're still important. They'll get your foot in the door, no doubt. But to actually move up, to lead, to innovate in this new world, you're going to need something a little more durable. And that's something more? Well, that's what we're calling the human edge. It's that core set of skills that machines just can't copy. And believe me, it is your key differentiator. Look at this comparison because it really highlights the difference. On one side, you've got your technical skills. They're very specific, and let's be honest, they're becoming easier and easier to automate. But on the other side, you have behavioral skills. Now, you've probably heard these called soft skills, but we call them behavioral because they are observable, trainable actions, not just some vague personality thing. They work in any job, and they are incredibly hard for any machine to replicate. So, let's just put a clear definition on it. Behavioral skills are all about how you show up at work. It's how you interact with people, how you adapt when things get messy, and ultimately how well you perform. They are literally the engine behind great teamwork and leadership. Okay, so now that we know what they are, let's break down the skills that are the most critical for you to be focusing on for 2025. And this is all based on some great insights from places like the World Economic Forum and LinkedIn. Let's start with two absolute powerhouses: communication and emotional intelligence. In this hybrid world we're in, clear communication isn't just a nice to have, it's completely non-negotiable. And emotional intelligence, or EQ, that's the foundation for any good leader and for building strong relationships. It's no surprise that Forbes has actually called it the #1 most important soft skill out there. And the great news is you can totally develop these simple things, really. Practicing presentations, actively asking for honest feedback on how you communicate, or even just practicing mindfulness to boost your self-awareness. It can all make a huge difference. All right, next up, we've got a cluster of skills that are all about getting things done. Adaptability. That's just your ability to roll with the punches, especially as AI keeps changing our jobs. Teamwork. Well, that's the bedrock of any successful project. And problem solving. That's about using your brain to guide the technology, not just letting it replace you. Hey, don't just take my word for it. Just look at the demand. The data from the NACE Job Outlook 2025 survey is crystal clear. Employers are overwhelmingly searching for these exact skills. Problem solving, teamwork, communication. They are right at the very top of their wish list. So how do you build them? Well, you've got to get out of your comfort zone. Volunteer for new projects, lean into those group activities, challenge yourself with case studies. Even a simple reflection journal can be a super powerful tool for working through challenges and building up your resilience. Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. Now let's get into the how. Here is a clear, structured path that you can actually follow to start building these skills on purpose. Think of it like a 4-step journey. It all starts with self-assessment. You can't improve what you don't measure, so go get some honest 360-degree feedback from your peers and your managers. Step 2 is targeted training. Once you know where the gaps are, go find specific workshops or online courses to build those muscles. Third, and this one is so crucial, is application. Knowing stuff is useless if you don't practice it. So apply these new skills right away in real-world projects or even just role-playing a tough conversation. And finally, step 4. Get support. Find mentors who are amazing at these things and put yourself in a culture that actually values this kind of continuous growth. So this brings us to what might be the most important takeaway of this whole thing. In this age of intelligent machines, what is it that makes you truly, truly irreplaceable? This quote really says it all. AI is powerful, but just think for a second about what it can't do. An algorithm can optimize a supply chain, sure, but can it sit down with a frustrated partner, really sense their concerns, and find a solution together that rebuilds trust? That takes nuanced collaboration. It can flag problems in data, but can it make the tough ethical judgment call when that data impacts real people's lives? That is your edge. So here's the bottom line. Your humanity is not a bug to be fixed by technology. It is your single greatest professional asset. The skills that make you the most human are the very same skills that are going to make you the most valuable. And so we're going to end right where we started, with a question for you to take with you. Technology is never, ever going to stop evolving. The real question is, will you?